Love, one energy, limitless expressions. You may have heard me say this before, but what the heck does it mean, and what's it have to do with you and me? On today's Moments of Grace, we're going to take a nice quick dive into love. Join me, will you? Welcome to Moments of Grace on Tombra TV. I'm Tombra Harck, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me once again. Love. I think that if we, just you and me, sat down every day for the next 20 years and shared, 8 or 10 or 100 things each day on what it was that we used to define love, we would never reach an end to the list. When I say one energy, limitless expressions, that's the limitless part. There is no one thing that it can be held by. There's not 100 things. There's not 1,000 things. There's not a number of ideas or images or experiences that can contain love. Now, when you're feeling or having stories run through your head or being told by others or holding on to a belief that you don't love, haven't known love, aren't worthy of love. When I talk about love, it can be hard, I know, to really let love, not just in, but let yourself see how you are love. You are love. See, when I say that love is one energy, what I mean is that all of this miracle of life, that you even exist, that you have dreams at night or during the day, that you have a heart that beats in your own chest, that you have a digestive system, that you have the ability to smell a flower or walk in the water at the ocean's edge, or that you can pick up a baby when it's crying or laughing, or that we can love our pets or other people or a moment in nature. All of that's a miracle. All of it. That you can see the night sky or a smoggy horizon is still a miracle. And they abound, don't they? Like when you put your attention on the miracles, they abound. That's love. So I want to share with you a story about the way that I started to kind of crack through the facade that had me believe that not only was I not lovable, but that love was scarce and hard to get to. I was soon after my own divorce, or maybe even in the midst of a divorce, and really in the kind of internal upheaval about that. So I took myself up to one of my most beloved places on the planet in Mendocino, California. And I think I was with some friends, but I walked away by myself one day and out to the bluffs. I noticed myself watching the tumultuous movement of the ocean as it hit the rocks below me. It's captivating. If you've never been there, I pray for you. You get a chance to have an experience as amazing as this is. You've probably already had them. And my attention was on these waves and the movement up against the rocks. And then somehow, as I watched the water one time also move back out into the sea, my eye just kept to follow that gaze of how far out the Pacific Ocean reached, beyond what my eyes could see. And yet somehow way, way out there, it seemed that there was this moment where the sea may or may not have ended, but the sky began. And I had this idea that they met there. And in that moment that I had that awareness, I could sense that the sky reached all the way back to me and beyond. And I noticed that I was standing right there between the immensity of the sea and the sky. And if they met out there, they met right here. They met right here. They met right here in my body. And in that moment, I felt what I can now describe as love. For years, I told this story on stages and in workshops and in retreats, and literally for years, I referred to the experience as feeling present. But I was present with love. And as I revisited this, because lucky me, I got to tell this story and be in the revisiting of the sea and the sky and the earth because the sea is on the earth and the sea and the sky, and the earth and the sea and the sky, and this beautiful meeting place that is me and you. And as I told the story one time, many years later, I realized that the feeling I had was that I was standing in the center point of the kiss between heaven and earth. You are standing in the center point between the kiss of heaven and earth. That's a miracle. That's love. You don't need my story. Although if my story of standing on the edge of the ocean serves you as a way to know yourself as love, please borrow it, have it, yours, it's fine. My guess is that there are moments, probably countless moments, but at least one, that if you soften and listen, you will know a time and a place when you felt love. And you might not have described it as love at the time. And you might have called it presence like I did. You might have called it any number of things, but there's something about the spark of that moment. And you might reach all the way back into your childhood, as often we do, to find that moment. It might have felt like a spiritual epiphany, or a communion with nature, or a great sense of belonging. And it may have happened well after that, or many times in between. And my invitation to you is to bring a subtle focus to bringing those moments into your presence now. To bringing that experience, as I spoke, of standing on the ocean's edge. Because I stood there, as I told you, not a half minute ago, right? I stood there, and I stand there still. One of the most exquisite things about this time in which we live is that there's a blending of the knowings. There's a blending of wisdom that's very matter-of-fact and present and physical in our time. Right here, physical time. And that's more expansive. And whether you experience that expansiveness through your spiritual practice or through shamanism or through your experiences of great love and laughter or through yoga, I don't know how you do it because there's limitless ways. But in the way that we are blending these two great ways of being in our magnificent miracles of bodies and this timeless, no form, no space, everywhere, always. Some call the fifth dimension, or beyond. When you remember that moment, and that other moment, and that other moment, when you felt love, and you let yourself breathe it, feel it, be moved by it, you might notice that your heart rate might change, your breath may change, your posture may change, you may have sensations in and around your body. You may have memories or images that float into your awareness, or scents that aren't actually around you right now. That's the two times and places converging. And love brings you into that place. I would love to bring another expression of love. I would love to hear your experiences of love. It's when we share these moments when we have, any one of us, experienced love, and we bring it to an offering. We are both witnessed in the magnificent and the ordinariness of love, and we offer that invitation to another to borrow it, to step into it themselves, and to bring up for themselves their own. So what I would love, here's the thing, share here with me an experience of love. You might even just write the whole story here, or if you've shared it as a blog, put your blog post here. If you have a video, put your video link here. Wouldn't that just be an exquisite thing for this page right here on my website to become a place where we're barraged with stories of love, so that at any time that you wondered if the miracle of love and the ordinariness of love existed, you could come here to remember and to know love. Thank you again for joining me for Moments of Grace. I am thrilled. Can you tell? I am thrilled to be sharing this with you, and can't wait to bring you yet another one next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. Until next time, my friend, be well.